What's going on, guys? Today's little project kind of fell in my lap thanks to some rather curious little boys. They thought it was a good idea to pull the pull cord on the fan. Thankfully, it's pretty cheap to fix. So today I'll walk you guys through it. This day only requires a few tools. We can get by with a pair of cutting pliers, some wire snips, and a screwdriver. Other than that, maybe some wire nuts, and that's about it. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. My fan just has 3 screws holding it in. I've already taken out one of them, and I'll get rid of the other 2 here so we can pull it apart. This is actually the perfect case scenario here. Primarily we would use one of our little wire testers to make sure it's on. The switch is off right now, so it for all intents and purposes is off. But because it has this clip on it, it allows us to just disconnect it, and I can just deal with this and worry about that later. Alright, so now that we got our light fixture down in an area where we can actually work with it, let's go ahead and deal with what we have to deal with here. So here's the issue here. This is where the pull cord was. The boys pulled it out. It came right out of this. This pushed into the housing here, and obviously we're not able to do anything with that. Luckily Amazon sells these replacements, so we can go ahead and put this one on. Now the only difference here is these little quick connects here. Now once I pull these out, I'm not going to be able to get them back in, but don't be discouraged if you see that, because I have a fix for that. So if we're looking at the wires here, there's these 2 black wires here. One's going to the positive wire, one's going to the neutral. We're just going to take off this wire nut. And unclip this one. One more wire nut. Essentially both of these pieces are the same. The only difference is the one that we took off has this clip on it, and the one we're putting on, see if I can get it to focus for you guys, does not. But in order to fix that, we're just going to put 2 more wire nuts on there and we'll clip these. So watch what I do here. Let's go ahead and strip these. Let's go ahead and put this one in place. Sometimes I wish I had a third hand. Looks as good as new already. That comes off. That one comes off. Now it's actually not going to matter which goes to which, because one is sending and one is the return. So just as a disclaimer, I am not an electrician, but I do enjoy paying a little bit less to get work done. So by paying less, I mean doing it myself. If you're not at all comfortable doing this, by all means, get yourself an electrician. So we're all connected here. So one side of the new pull switch is connected to all 3 of the lights. They all have their single lights running into this one here. I put a wire nut on there, so those are nice and secure. The other side of the new pull switch goes to this, what I'm going to call your transfer switch, or your light switch that runs back to the wall there. And all of the neutral wires are connected to each other here. So all that's left to do is to pack this back in here nice and neat. Go back up to the fan, pop this quick connector in, where it's kind of cool. It's got like the corresponding alphabet letter on this one as there is up there. I don't even know if you guys can actually see that. There it is. See, there's A on both these corners, so you match it up with the A's on the top connector and you can't miss. So let's do that. Before I tighten it, let's see if it works. That looks good to me. If this was of value to you, please consider subscribing. For Ready, Set, Build It, I'm Drew. And we'll see you on the next one.